Randy, what's consider recommending approval of additional operator trainee position, which would bring the operator trainee allocation from 10 to 11 full-time equivalent positions. Oh, consent. Sorry about that. Dummy. All right. Item 6. Consider. Mr. Matthews, you're going to discuss.
Good morning, Chairman Vasquez, members of the board. Before you for consideration today is Resolution 21-11, and what staff is recommending approval of the resolution. This essentially wraps up significant land acquisition that Willie and I have been working on for several months, known as the BBNR and Veteran Septic Solutions properties. They are near Lake Francis, north of Colgate. Will provide a number of opportunities for the agency, including future access for long-term maintenance and operations of the facility. If you have any questions about this final step, I'm here and happy to answer those.
Any questions from the board on item 6?
Mr. Chair, I'll move approval.
Okay, any questions from the public on item 6? All right, we have a motion.
I'll second.
Do we have a second? Roll call.
Director Vasquez?
Yes.
Director Hasty?
Aye.
Director Bradford?
Yes.
Director Blazier?
Yes.
Director Fuhr?
No.
Motion passes.
Okay, motion passes. Item 7. Looks like you're on again, Mr. Matthews.
Similar to item number 6, this agenda item is related to Resolution 21-12. We're seeking board review and approval to finalize purchase and sale agreements regarding our Blue Point and Rogers Tyner acquisitions. Similarly, this is another land acquisition that Willie and I have been working on for a number of months. The Blue Point mine and Rogers Tyner's properties are up close near the Narrows, near the Yuba Narrows, which will provide opportunities for us to perform additional habitat restoration as needed as we fulfill our permit obligations for operating our not only the dam but other activities. Again, if the board has any questions, happy to answer those.
Any questions from the board?
This is the one that was near the UC property.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
All right. No further questions from the board? Any questions from the public? All right, bring it back to the board for a motion.
I'll move to approve.
Motion, need a second?
I'll second.
Okay.
I'd give somebody else opportunities, but it's okay.
Okay. All right, we have a motion and a second. Roll call.
Director Hasty?
Yes.
Director Bradford?
Yes.
Director Fuhr?
No.
Director Blazier?
Yes.
Director Vasquez?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Now we have associate update from Engineer Casey Peterson on our current Powerhouse Dam sediment removal project. Is that
Is Casey on online?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay. Hey, Casey.
Hey. Yeah, and then I believe Mandy should have my the PowerPoint presentation.
I'm loading it now.
Perfect, thank you.
do we have that any speakers other than your desk speaker on?
Yeah.
Okay. Just
Casey's on.
having a hard time hearing.
Oh, did you have a hard time hearing me?
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Okay. All right, so I'll get started. As mentioned, my name is Casey Peterson. I'm an associate hydro engineer with Yuba Water Agency. I've been with the agency for actually a little over 2 years now. So I'm here today to give a presentation about the Our House Sediment Removal Project, which is currently happening at our House Diversion Dam located in Pike, California. Next slide, please. So I'll start by giving a little bit of background on the project. So in 2013, FERC provided Yuba Water Agency a letter which required us to have a sediment management plan in place for both of our diversion dams. So that's Log Cabin as well as Our House Dam. So this plan was then developed with the help from Forest Service and the California Department of Fish and Wildlife. So having a sediment management plan is highly important since high flow events can cause sediment to start migrating towards the dam. And there's even been a couple of times where the sediment migrated all the way up to the dam face and actually buried our fish valve and our lower outlet valve, which is a huge problem. And we need to always have those valves available in order to meet our downstream flow requirements. So that being said, sediment removal at both of the diversion dams is very necessary in order to keep our valves available and also to protect them against damage due to that sediment as well. So Our House diversion dam in particular is cleaned out every about 5 to 10 years. And the last time this project was performed for Our House Dam was in 2017. Next slide. So the first step for the sediment removal project is to perform an aquatic species rescue. So the purpose of this rescue is to capture and relocate fish species, foothill yellow-legged frogs, and western pond turtles out of the work area in order to protect them from all of our excavation activities. At this location, I don't believe we found any western pond turtles. They're a little more prevalent over at the log cabin location. So then once the work areas are cleared, we put block nets in place. And so that prevents the aquatic species from re-entering the work area. And then in addition to that, we also have on-site biologists who do an additional sweep every morning and make sure that the work areas are still cleared and ready for excavation and make sure that we don't hurt any of those aquatic species. The next slide. And so now moving over to the water bypass system. So the purpose of the water bypass system is to divert the river inflows through a piping system into the downstream side of the dam. And this allows us to dewater the stream bed in order to perform the sediment removal. So the bypass system is designed with a minimum flow capacity of 60 CFS. And this is twice the amount of our minimum required downstream flow requirement. And so this additional capacity makes sure that we're able to meet those minimum downstream flow requirements, even if we run into an issue with a generator or a pump. And we have plenty of generators and pumps to meet our downstream flow requirements. So to satisfy that 60 CFS design requirement, the system has a total of 6 generators and 10 pumps. And the generators and pumps are also set up onto 2 separate buses. So that means that one bus is set up with generators in order to power 6 pumps, and the other bus can power 4. So that means if we completely lose one of the systems, we still have another system and we'll still be able to meet our downstream flow requirements. And then we also had to create a pumping pool in order to keep the 10 pumps submerged and to keep them with enough head in order to operate properly. And so that pool was created using a bladder dam, which was filled by water. And they also added concrete blocks on the downstream side of the bladder dam to make sure that doesn't roll. And you can see that in the top picture there, that blue strip across the waterway, that's the bladder dam that's holding that water back. And then on the bottom left, that is an overview picture. It's a picture taken actually by Chad Brown, our operator. He brought a drone on site and was able to take some really cool pictures of the project. And that bottom left picture is an aerial view of our generators. And then on the bottom right, we have a picture of the discharge just downstream of the dam. And next slide. And then the exciting part, sediment removal. So our permitting allows us to remove up to 100,000 cubic yards. We began removing sediment on September 29th, and we've already removed approximately 38 cubic yards of material. Right now, they're averaging a little over 2,000 cubic yards a day, which is really good. And the most sediment we've been able to get out per day for doing this project just in general. So they've been making really great progress. Let's see. So the contractors, so they're utilizing 10-wheeler dump trucks to transport material from the stream bed to a temporary stockpile, which is located midway up Our House Dam Road. And then from there, they're using belly dumps to transport that material to the final resting place, the Celestial Valley dump site. That's located right when you turn onto Ridge Road at the end of Celestial Valley there. And so here on the left picture, that's a picture of the stream bed right now. And you can see our progress and how for about 200 feet in front of the dam, we've already dug down to the original contours of the reservoir. The middle picture shows that's the temporary stockpile area where they're setting the sediment to be picked up by the belly dumps to get transported to Celestial Valley. And then the final picture is of the dump site. It's probably our most not thrilling photo, but it's just a lot of material being laid down out there. But things are going really well, and that's where we're at.
Any questions?
Any questions?
Any questions from the board?
Through the chair, I'd just like to say, this is what happens when you hire good local contractors to do your work. Nordic is doing a spectacular job, and I'm really
Yeah,
thrilled.
that's also worth mentioning. Yeah, so Nordic Industries won this project, and they're actually based out of Olivehurst, and yeah, they've been awesome.
That brings another question that I'll bring up in the board member reports.
Andy, can I make a comment?
Any questions from the public? Go ahead.
Go ask the public.
Any questions from the public? Willie?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I went
Oh,
out.
sorry, there's one public
Oh,
comment.
sorry.
Huh?
There's a
Hi,
public comment.
Casey. This is Randy Fletcher. As of today, then, how much has actually been moved, and will it be completed this year?
Yeah, so right now we're at 38,000. They're removing sediment today. Right now we're evaluating our next steps for this upcoming storm event. We have a crazy storm event coming where we're going to see flows possibly up to 700 CFS over the weekend, more so Sunday and Monday. So right now we're figuring out what to do with that. It's very dependent on weather. If we have some more windows for opportunity to remove sediment, we'll keep going and try to keep achieving that average of a little over 2,000 cubic yards per day. That's our plan as of now.
Great, thank you.
Okay, any further questions from the public? You sure you got a cold and not still over in Hawaii? All
So,
right.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make one comment. I did go visit the site 2 Mondays ago, so 8 or 9 days ago. And yes, Nordic is doing a great job, much more efficient than the removal operations in 2017. Things are going really well. Our big challenge is this upcoming storm. The forecasts as of yesterday were about 250 cubic feet per second in inflows that we'd see Sunday and Monday. But Casey just reported it could be as much as 700. So that must be based on today's latest forecast. So as you saw in a presentation, our capacity with the diversion system is only 60 cubic feet per second. So we will have to, we're putting plans together now to remove that system. This is an abnormal early season storm. So we did not anticipate a storm this severe. So removal of the temporary impoundment and the pump system and then reinstallation will take a few days, but we are going to have Nordic on standby so that if we do have the opportunity to continue, we will. The last thing I'd like to mention really focuses on Casey. Casey, great job on managing the project. Can you give the board kind of an update on your career development? And did you or did you not take an engineering exam this past summer?
Yeah, so a couple months ago, I took my engineering exam to become a professional engineer mechanical, and I passed the exam, submitted my application, and about a month ago, I am now a licensed professional engineer.
Congratulations. Yes, from the
And I need to remind the board that Casey started at Yuba Water Agency as an intern. So
Wow.
look at what she's done.
I should
That's all.
really
Thank
be
you.
saying thank you guys. I mean, you guys got me here, so yeah, I just have endless gratitude for all of you. Thank you so much.
That's a great program, the intern. It's nice to see this results. The smile on people's faces when they leave the intern program as they're walking out the door is just priceless. So, all right, manager's report, I guess. You're up, Willie.
Okay, so things are going well. I've got a fairly quick report. Power systems revenue for September totaled 6.2 million. Budgeted revenue was 5.2 million, so about $1 million more than budget. In September, we generated approximately 39,000 megawatt hours during the month, and our projected generation was 41,000, so we're really close to budget there. Average day-ahead energy price for September was $66.87, with the high being about $487 and the low being $23. That's all normal for the month of September. CalISO earnings for Yuba per megawatt hour of generation for September was $101, and that's up slightly from the previous month. Major work we have going on right now is the Narrows 2 outage, which they're wrapping up now. Things are going well. the Powerhouse Sediment Project, which you just heard about, and work at the New Bullards Bar spillway. I did mention the storm that's coming in. The forecast currently is about 4 to 10 inches over the next 7 to 10 days. The forecasts vary, but it's getting more likely as we get closer to the storm. So like I said, this is a significant early season storm, which is great for water supply. It causes challenges on projects like the sediment removal project, but hopefully this is a sign of things to come. We posted a new position, the Director of Water Resources and Flood Risk Reduction. We posted that last week. This position will be opened until October 28th. We have an offer outstanding for a working foreman, and our new Senior Help Desk Technician, Luke Gurney, started yesterday. Welcome, Luke. I haven't met him yet. Maybe he's on. The Appeal Democrat and Yuba both ran stories about us receiving the Distinguished Contribution Award from the California Association of Science Educators. National Hydropower Association is planning to issue a release tomorrow announcing that we won the Outstanding Stewards of America's Waters Award for our efforts in forest health and watershed resilience. Salmon tours are underway again this fall in person, and both Yuba and the Union newspaper ran stories about those that gave us a nice plug. In the next week or so, the new editor for the Appeal Democrat is going to take the salmon tour as well, so there should be some good local coverage from that. We're also working with Circle to pitch the story to the local TV stations' newsrooms. On Saturday, I gave a general agency overview presentation to the Yuba-Sutter chapter of the American Association of University Women. That was well attended, and I got a lot of engagement there. And lastly, our next regular board meeting is on November 2nd.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, board member reports. We'll start with Don.
I have more of a question than a report. Is there an update on the water dispensers?
This is Jackie. I could probably help you.
I figured she was out there somewhere.
I was just on 93Q with Amy Knorr from Yuba County Office of Education, and we are told that they should ship Friday. They are off the port. So they're on their way, and it's looking like November to start installation.
It's promising, thanks.
Very.
Are they on a ship in the? Okay, Seth. All right.
No report. So I have 2 items. First, just to let the board know, I'll be participating in the virtual Cap to Cap conference. I don't know what it's called, conference, whatever, next week, and I have about 15 meetings scheduled with both the flood team and the transportation team with various congressional representatives from the Sacramento region as well as federal agencies. So.
Very good.
And then the second thing I noticed, we had 2 board members on today that were unable to participate due to the changes back on October 1st. So I'll just, I guess, bring up again, if it's the board's pleasure to pass something to allow board members to participate remotely.
I think we'll take that under consideration. And Dick, is there any way to, if it can get back to us on it? It's not.
There's 2 options. One is under the new legislation 361, the board can make findings that the person presents an imminent risk to the public and the attendees, and so you can meet virtually. The applicability of that to a hybrid approach is a little unclear. It's like, okay, for 5 of you to meet in person, but 2 not. So the other approach is just to go back to what you were doing before the pandemic, and that is, director is anticipating he or she is going to be unavailable, you can make arrangements to let staff know, I'm going to participate from this location, and then we get that on the agenda. And that old method that you've been doing for years before the pandemic still continues to apply on a case-by-case basis. That, though, requires the director to plan ahead and let staff know, I'm going to be at XYZ location, here's the address. And that.
But option 1 is to allow exceptions for health reasons.
To make COVID findings and do that. And some of our clients are doing the hybrid approach. Yep. And some of our clients are doing that with the hybrid approach.
Okay. I would like to have it put on the agenda to allow the exception because to have people show up on your front door and want to participate could create problems in today's society. So
Understood. I'll work with staff to have that on November.
okay,
agenda.
we appreciate that.
Great. That's it. Thank you.
Through
Okay.
the chair, I'm sorry, Andy, I did two things. Creighton and Randy Fletcher, happy birthday to both.
There we go. Okay. We won't
Thank
sing
you
you
very
happy
much.
birthday. We won't
I
sing.
wish I were in Hawaii.
Okay, I had a.
Oh, Andy, real quick,
Yes.
since we're doing birthdays, it's also Manny, part of our staff's birthday today too, so don't leave him.
Now,
Happy
for Mandy,
birthday,
we might
Wow.
sing.
No, no,
Mandy, we might sing.
In our IT department.
Okay, great.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Big staff day.
All right. I have two things. One is the experience with Nordic is such a difference between the other award that we had, and I think that considering price alone is not good for us. I think we need to look at how we can word something that provides a plus or minus for experience or lack of experience and complaints on the contractors boards, because this costs us thousands of dollars in the county on the sheriff's facility and also on the debris removal. So I think if we could refine our bid award process to include previous experience with those contractors and something that gives them an edge and saves us money. All right. Other one is this is not related to the water agency, but I'm getting kind of irritated for school board meetings. Parents are the parents, and they're your kids, and you have every right to question authority and not be classified as a terrorist. And I think that is just our government's.
Well, I would agree with you, Andy, but since my wife is a school board member, I would tell you when you threaten my wife at a board meeting,
Well,
then I have a problem with that. So just kind of a,
There's a threat, but
That's-
show me what, we allow people to burn down buildings and loot cities, and there's been no violence or no valid threats.
Okay. That's
It's
fine.
just, it's something that
Making
just
sure.
jerks my chain. I will mention that in the county members. All right, that being said, any comments from the public? Any comments from Willie? Terry? All right, that being said, we will adjourn this meeting. Thank you.
Yeah. Premiums and the challenge we're having there. Oh, okay. Well, I'll make you aware.
They're all great.
Recording
So,
stopped.
Change, they have something called risk rating 2.0, okay, which for their subsidized plan